Look at that pink bud.
I'm so stoked on this. I'm just really glad to have been able to find her and recover her. Okay, it is about 7:30 p.m. on 10/10, so October 10th. Eric just gave me a call, said he's got a doe down in the woods, wants me to help him come track it. Just hung this stand about 2 weeks ago before season started, so Eric was really excited to hunt it. It's over some acorns, so hopefully we can get this doe. What's up, dude? Yeah. Have you looked for it all?
No.
Okay.
So I was up this tree
Yeah.
in the climber, and I saw two doe come out into the field over there.
Uh-huh.
And it was getting dark, and I was getting a little discouraged.
Sure.
I picked the wrong spot. So I decided to try out my fawn bleat.
Uh-huh.
And I bleated at, like, did a fawn bleat to her.
Yeah.
And she, like, whipped her head around and then started, like, slowly working her way up into the woods.
Yeah.
Up above. I guessed it at 20. Took a shot. It sounded good. She got hit, took 2 jumps, fell over, like crashed a little bit. And then the arrow came out of her. She jumped up again, ran a little bit, fell over, and did that for a little ways. And then up in the woods, I heard her like gargling pretty good. So it sounded good and it looked good, and she reacted like it was good. So we're gonna go look for the arrow.
All right. Good. All right. Let's try and track her down. Holy smokes, there's a lot of blood.
Oh, you knew right where she was. I knew that.
Dude, she was awfully close to the trail I came up on.
Her neck. 10th. It is October 10th. I came out for an evening sit. I picked a spot that I had seen deer in the last time I was hunting. So I brought in a climber, and I saw 2 doe out in the field, and I thought there's no way they're coming into these woods, and I couldn't shoot out into the field. So I decided to try out a doe bleat or a fawn bleat call just to see how the deer would react to it. And I'd hit the fawn bleat 3 times, and then the doe like whipped its head around and started marching into the woods. Let an arrow go. Sounded like good impact, and super thankful to have been able to harvest a freezer queen.
First archery harvest, right?
Yeah. Yep. First kill with a bow.
Action already. So it's the 3rd weekend in Pennsylvania archery. Sitting in a stand I haven't sat in this year yet, and sitting over top of a water hole. We've had a lot of action in the middle of the night on this hole. We actually had some bear the other night. at this water hole. And archery for bear opens today. So, it's only about 15 minutes after daylight, and I've already had a trail of deer walk about 60 yards past me, behind me, out into this field behind me. I'm hoping they eat and then decide to come and get some water. So, we'll see. Alright, so I told the story to my phone. We'll get that there, but my camera died about 20 seconds earlier than I needed to. I was able to put a good, clean hit on a doe at about 30 yards. I got a lot of blood on this arrow. Pretty. She dead. She, to my knowledge, ran this way and then angled down. Nice. So this is my arrow. Broadhead on it, fixed blade. This is my Easton 5mm Axis that I just got this year. Got the new bow. So pretty excited.
Too much fresh hide on it. That was something that was. That's something that was dead after velvet come off.
Wow.
That's been dead.
That's a big buck.
It's a good buck. I got a picture of him, so I think I got one with the acorn. I have to look. But he's been dead for. It wasn't this bow season. I don't know. It was before season.
Alright, track her down.
What way did she? Right here.
She ran down. She ran down the path and then cut hard right.
All right, let's go.
Cause she, when I shot her, she was from my angle. This stuff, it's just over here.
Hey.
Well, we were able to get her. Pretty excited. Real disappointed my camera died on us right as I was about to shoot her. Got a whole lot of video of other encounters this morning. Nothing with this one because as soon as I went to turn it on, I knew it was gone. So with her, I had 2 trains of deer move early in the morning. One to my left and one to my right, but way out of range. But there was multiple deer all going out into this field. A little while later, I'd had a couple, at least one doe, move back through that first path that the first group had taken, and then a little while later, some more had come back through the where the second ones were, and I thought I was gonna get a crack at one of them, but they just bedded down forever. Finally stood up, one of them did, and I thought it was moving to where I was going to be able to get a good 30-yard shot, and I heard a snap behind me, a tree behind me. A tree branch had snapped, and I was like, boy, that sounded like something. So I peeked over my shoulder, and sure enough, I saw this doe walking out at about 25 yards, which was perfect. Problem was, she was looking right at me, and I was facing the other direction towards the other deer, and she was looking at the other deer, which were 30 yards behind me. So I had to wait and wait and wait till I could get turned around finally. Shot didn't present itself at 25, but eventually she came around to 30 yards, and that's where I had my camera ready to go. I hit the on button, and she didn't turn on. So had her at 30 yards, pulled back as she was coming out of the 30-yard window. Instead of walking from right to left, she quartered right towards me and took about 2 steps right straight towards me. So I was at full draw for at least 30 seconds to a minute with her just looking right down the path right towards me, just straight on, and wasn't able to get a shot off because it didn't present itself. And she turned around, and I was like, well, almost had a chance there. And then a couple moments later, she turned around again and came back out, and instead of coming to my way this time, she stepped all the way across. I was able to get her to stop, put a decent hit on her. I was a little back further than I maybe wanted it to be, but by the time she got stopped, it was the best shot that I could find. So luckily my dad was able to help me track it, Isaac helped me track it, and we were able to get it. So I'm happy. This is the first doe I've gotten in a while with the bow, and it's my first one at 30 or further, so I'm feeling good that I was able to get one at 30 yards, because it's been a bugaboo of mine for a little while. So glad to have it. Okay, we are here with my father-in-law, Dr. Richard Thompson. It's the senior hunt here in Pennsylvania, so he's able to use a rifle to take a doe today, which is super cool. It's really windy this morning. We're in a stand that we haven't hunted yet this year that's got pretty good coverage over a field, so I'm hoping that we'll get a good crack at something here in the next little bit, so we'll let you know. Okay, so we've been watching some deer about 300 yards away. We've got at least a buck and possibly a couple of doe that we've been keeping an eye on. So I stood up to see if I could, with my binoculars, see anything. And I've been keeping a decent eye over here to my right. But I look down, and 30 yards in front of us, there's a little doe. I was like, dude, get your gun. And I'm hoping we put a good hit on her. We're gonna get down here in a second and see if we can find her. Things happened very quickly. We didn't see her walk in. I don't know if she was bedded behind us and just worked her way down. But she's maybe 30 yards ahead, so we're hoping we put a good hit on her. What do you think? Man of few words. Alright, we're gonna go try and find her.
I said I have the.
You feeling good?
So good, so fun. Dun, 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 dun.
Alright.
Yes, we'll do fun.
Alright, so we are right where she was standing when he shot her. And we've got some early blood. I think she is right up there. She died in the thick stuff.
Of course. It should be easy.
I don't even know how I'm going to get in there to get her, but I'll get her and drag her back out. All right.
So, Levi said, hey, there's a dude. Can you see him? And I've got the camera, and I'm like, no. And then he shows me the camera, and I see it. The brush is high, and then I see the head moving up and down, so I pulled the gun. As we were talking quickly, it turned and looked up in our direction, towards our direction, and I felt that I didn't want it to spook or run off or be startled. Aimed to the chest and took the shot, and he jumped, took off, ran through the bush, and we waited. Knew that I'd hit him, and buried itself in as much brush as it could to try to hide. As you can see, we did hit it. So,
Yeah.
me, and until I've had nothing but wonderful help from family, son-in-law, and father. So we're blessed.
Well, good morning. I just played that clip. I know it's pitch black, but I just got here. I've been here, I'm all set up, and I hear a deer running right toward me. And it's November 7th, and you know, this time of year, man, the does could be getting chased around. I got excited. And that deer, it's still too dark to film. I could have shot it, but if it had stopped, but it ran right through. But it had its flag up, which is odd because usually when does are being chased by bucks, they don't have their tail up, like alert. So I kept sitting here waiting to hear the buck coming, and all of a sudden I look and there's a huge coyote running. It was a 60 seconds, 45 seconds behind it, but a big coyote. And I tried to just make some noise in my mouth to get him to stop, because I could have shot him. It was daylight enough to shoot, but the camera, it was pitch black. And he just kept trotting right through chasing that deer. So that's the first time I think I've ever witnessed, at least in my woods here, where a coyote's just actively chasing a deer. So I've got pictures of that booger. He's a big one. There's actually two of them, but one of them's huge. And so I'll shoot him if I get a chance. I'm after a doe, but I don't want to shoot a big doe by herself because she's probably in heat or just went out of heat or is just coming into heat, and her little ones aren't with her. But if I get a doe and a group of does, I'll shoot a big doe. Got some tags to fill. Obviously, I want a big buck. There's a couple sizable bucks in here. The big six that I run into with this same stand a few days ago. I'd like to get them. And then there's a big 9 point, and there's a big 8 point. But there's always that mythical buck that no one's ever seen that's huge, and he comes through. And so I seen a buck yesterday on a different property. He's probably a 130 class buck. He was a pretty nice buck. The other thing is bear season's still in for today and tomorrow for bow. And yesterday morning, about 300 yards that way, I got a camera on a water hole. And an hour before daylight, there was a bear getting a drink, which is the first bears I've had in a month. I had 2 cubs on that same water hole a month or 6 weeks ago, maybe. So, all right. Coyote, buck, doe, bear, turkeys open. And I heard one clucking from some direction. I don't know what way for sure it came from. I think it was down over behind me, but I'm not opposed to shooting turkeys either. So it's my quote-unquote rutcation, and I'm in the stand. It was a 1.5-year-old doe. Here comes that coyote again. Had that deer coming through, and all of a sudden it took off running. And I look, and the coyote that was chasing it this morning went right back behind it. It never came through that opening. I tried bleating on my call, and I even took my turkey call out, made a couple calls, hoping it would take off that deer and turn up through this brush, but I haven't seen it. It's a big dog. But wow, that was an hour ago. It went through the other way. That deer's in trouble because that dog won't quit until he catches it. little spiker. Boy, I tell you what, when he hit my wind right here, he come inside out. At least I seen a deer at 18 yards. But man, when he hit my wind, he just freaked out. He's in the rut, but he's still not completely stupid. Just heard something running behind me from the same direction that spike came from. It's the little dagger 6-point. He stopped on that scrape, on that grapevine and peed. I probably have him on that camera now. But it's blowing right straight at, as soon as he started peeing, I could smell him. That's 2 buck in less than 10 minutes. Boy, if that would have been a big one, that would have been perfect. He has an attitude. There he goes right there. He walked up the little tree and smacked the limb off of it. So he's got a bit of an attitude, so that's cool. That's the 3rd buck. That's a bigger spike than the first spike. He's gonna walk right by me at 30 yards and work that scrape. He didn't stop very long, just wanted to put his nose on it and kept on. They're marching. That's the 3rd buck in the last 15 minutes. Away he goes. Man, if they're marching like that, the big one's got to be here. I looked up. I was just ordering some plumbing parts. I looked up and here it come walking right at me. Man, that deer came barreling by. It's the same spike. That's actually the same spike twice. 3 times now. I wonder if he didn't run into that coyote, because that was not, I'm looking for a doe. That was like, I'm running for my life. Here comes something else. She goes right there. I don't know how hard I hit her. It doesn't look good. I gotta look at the video. I think I hit her in the shoulder. Ugh. That spike went running through. I look and here she come along the edge. And I got the camera up there, but my release was, and she stood up on her hind legs. She ran and I see where she spun around, but she just kept running into them woods. Well, I got a little blood right here. Of course, I know the arrow went in her, but it just doesn't look like a vital hit to me. It looks like it was way into the shoulder. I'm gonna follow up real slow. Hopefully she starts opening up, bleeding. This just doesn't look good. I did everything I could. It was fast and I had to stop her. I got a lot of blood right here splattering. Boy, it looks awful dark, like there's no lung. I'm just gonna keep working my way through here. I think my day just went from bad to worse for video. That bear is losing all kinds of blood. And here comes a big old 8-point. And don't get me wrong, I shot him, but I don't have my camera with me, and my Tacticam is dead. So all this video stuff I want to do, and I didn't get it on video. That deer's dead. I pounded him. He run right through here. Well, right here's where the two blood trails cross. Buck going that way, bear going. I don't think I hit that bear hard enough to kill it. I think I seen my buck fall. I'm gonna have to go up there and take a peek. I thought I had it on video, but my Tacticam battery was dead. I got double lungs on this buck. He's dead, I'm sure. But he went a lot further than I thought he would. Everywhere. Right there he is, right there. Oh, he's a good buck. My only regret now is not having it on video. What deer is that? He's a good one. Wow. He's not a great one, but he's a big buck. He's not the one I wanted. But he's a solid 8-pointer. I might have got a little excited and shot him. Wow. Where's she going? Where's she at? There she is.